Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily Reads, and today I have for you another advent calendar unboxing and then another bookshelf tour. I have several small bookshelves and not big bookshelves, so hence why you get lots of bookshelf tours from me. But without further ado, I am filming today ahead of time. So today is day 12. So I'm going to flip the camera, and also I'm going to just preface this right now, a couple of things. One, I don't have a tripod or a stand or anything like that. I just hold the camera with my hands. So I'm going to apologize for any shakiness. And then two, I am not getting down on the ground to film lower shelves. I have bad knees. And so it's just really hard for me to get down on the ground and then back up. So I'm going to stay seated in my chair and we'll do the best that we can. Thank you for your patience. All right, here we go. All right, so today is day 12. Hopefully I can get it. You can see, like, previous days the cardboard has fallen down, so that's why I've been ripping the doors off so I know where I'm at. And this is Cherry Cream, notes of sweet cherries and creamy vanilla. One thing I did notice, so I don't know how I'm going to like that one. Cherry, yes. I don't know about cherry and cream together. One thing I noticed, so I have been brewing these. They say brew with 80 ounces, which on my coffee pot says to the 8-cup mark. But today I made the grasshopper one, which should have minty flavor. And it was very watery tasting. So I'm going to try cutting back on the water and just doing 6 cups. Pouring that in to see if that makes any difference when I brew them. So hopefully that will make a difference. All right, now to the bookshelf. So this bookshelf at the top, this is a little mask that I got. I was in New Orleans. So I used to sing in a barbershop chorus. I'm going to put this down. I used to sing in a barbershop chorus. I sang baritone, and I sang through Sweet Adelines, and my chorus we qualified to compete at the international stage for small choruses at the New Orleans, or at the international competition in New Orleans in 2019. So traveled down with my chorus, we sang on stage and went to Bourbon Street and got that as a memento. I thought it was a little overpriced, I feel like, for what I paid for it and the quality of it, but it fit perfectly with the theme of, like, we were in New Orleans, you have to have a mask from New Orleans, and then it's musical, so it fit perfectly. And then this is, and I'm going to zoom in close. So that is the signature of my friend who passed away in 2021 from COVID. And we used to joke that she was like, I was like one of the few friends that were single. And she was like, she's like, I had a friend who said, if she was 40 and single, she was going to throw herself a bridal shower, or like a big old party and make it be like a bridal shower, because 40, single people deserve nice things too. And so, and we used to joke about that. And just like, think about it. Like, when you get married, you have a bridal shower and you throw a wedding, and yes, you have to pay a lot of money for that. But then, like, people were getting pregnant, having babies, so then they have a baby shower and, first birthday, all these different things. So we're joking. It's like, single people deserve nice things too. So she threw me, when I turned 40, she threw me a surprise 40th birthday party. And everyone at my birthday party brought me like a Target gift card, because the joke was like, I'm going to get a KitchenAid mixer. Well, I never got the KitchenAid mixer because my kitchen is just too small for a mixer. But I used all those Target gift cards to then, like, I purchased things that I needed, because then I took what I would have spent at Target and I took that to buy my false craft dishes that I wanted. So, and then this was the crown that I wore at my 40th birthday. And this is the guest book that they all signed. All right, put that down. Sorry. Just to show off. This is a picture of a wolf that my best friend growing up, I've known her since the 2nd grade. So I've known her 40 years or so now. But when this was in 1991, so it would have been in the summer of 91, at one of her birthday parties. Her father was a graphic designer, graphic artist, and he was just like, you know what, just I will draw pictures for people of like, you just name what you want and I will see if I can draw a picture for you. And that was kind of like our party favor. And Dances with Wolves had come out. And so I said, I want a wolf. And so fortunately for me, he had been practicing drawing wolves recently. And so he drew that wolf for me. So there's that. And then here's my shelves. So you can see I have a Hardy Boys book. I do want to read that in middle grade March. There's a prompt for the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, where it's like read 3 books that you bought at a garage sale. So I bought some Hardy Boys at a like a state sale. This is a little snowman. It used to light up. I don't know if it will anymore. I've had that for so long, but that was when I worked with adults with disabilities. My first job with them. The family of one of the individuals I supported gave that to me for Christmas. And then I've got The Last Contista, which I really want to read. I've heard wonderful things about it. The cover is just beautiful. As is the naked hardback. Like, that's just stunning to me. So I do need to read that. And there's a Wish Tress. Still haven't read that. These are like more of my high priority reads from middle grade that like moved over, that didn't have room on my YA middle grade shelf. Tempest and the Slaughter by Tamora Pierce. This is the backstory for Numair, whom I love, and he appears in the Immortals quartet, and so we get his early backstory. More Hardy Boys books. I got this box set for like dirt cheap at a used book sale, and this is by Suzanne Collins. I haven't read it yet, but I think I'm going to binge this during middle grade March for the hardest reading challenge ever. We're supposed to read a series of like 4 or more books, so I'm going to read that. Hurricane Wars. Okay, so I bought that last year, Christmas time, because there was so much hype, and then I've heard lots of really bad things about it. So I'm kind of nervous. I'm really kind of nervous about diving into that. The Stardust Thief. I've heard really good things about it. I forgot to add. This is my book of the month section that clearly I have not read yet. Independence, I still need to read. This is about the division between Pakistan and India when that happened. So, and like 3 sisters who are kind of caught in the middle of that. 5 Broken Blades. I need to prioritize that and move that up higher on my TBR, as I just saw that book 2 is coming out early next year. 1 Star Romance. The idea, the premise behind it sounded really cute. Lion Woman of Tehran. It's a historical. Do you want to read that? The Teller of Small Fortunes. That was one of the most recent. That was November. What was December? Oh, I know what December was. So that was November. Cozy Fantasy. A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang. Romantasy. Then this I have not read. Now this is weird to me. This is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I've never read this. I've heard good things about it, and I've heard it was marketed as a children's book. Sorry, I'm trying to open up a page, and I'm trying to hold my phone and the book at the same time. It doesn't work too well for me. So, but here's the thing. Look at that printing. Children today aren't going to be able to read that because cursive is not taught. So I don't know if that really is a children's book or not. I don't know. The Wild Huntress. It's a YA book by Emily Lloyd Jones. I need to read that. Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I'm part of a virtual book club, and we're supposed to read they had read another book by her. I didn't read it. I just didn't get it. I was in a month where I was really slumpy. But one of the things that they talked about was how she writes so diversely, very different stories. And this one was mentioned, and I decided to grab it. Bloodguard, book of the month, started doing some sprayed edges and papers. Like, this book cover is beautiful. And so for $10.99, I was like, okay, but I've heard mixed reviews of Fire Endless. That's book 2 in, I don't know the name of the duology, but it's the sequel to, I just had a brain fart. Look, it's a Monday, and I was out of town this weekend, and it's the last weeks of school before break. All right, what was it? A River Enchanted. Hera, I don't know. I bought it because I wanted an add-on that month, and I think I just need to wait. The Wishing Game, I've heard good things. Hopefully we'll try it. The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. I believe this is Viking-inspired romantasy, and I actually need to pull this out because I'm budding reading this with a couple of people on Discord. I'm in a Discord. Sarah Reeds has a Discord, and a couple of people are going to buddy read this. We're starting next week, so I need to pull that out so I don't forget that I have to read that. The Making of June Farrow. I really liked Sky in the Deep by her, and I loved Spells for Forgetting. I still need to read that one. All right, then we have some Ellie Hazelwood. So we've got Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically. You'll notice I don't have Not in Love here. I read it, I had it, and I promptly got rid of it because I did not care for it. And I did not like it enough to even say, let me just keep it because I want to complete all of her works. Nope. I'm not even sure if I'm going to read. She's got a new book coming out next year in the spring, and it's like a swimming romance. I'm not a big fan of sports romances, but I love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, and Love Theoretically. Love Theoretically is the one where the main character has type 1 diabetes, and I just resonated with that, having a sibling with type 1 diabetes, and also the fact that like, she's an adjunct professor, and the emails that she gets, like, I have a friend who's a college professor, and the emails that she gets is very true to what college professors get, and even like just teachers get. And so I just really resonated with that book. Beach Read, I absolutely love. Part of Your World and Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I feel like this gets bashed on, and I thought it did a really nice job portraying anxiety, and I just loved how the female character dealt with his anxiety. And I like the fact that it was a male dealing with anxiety. I feel like a lot of books, it's always the females who have the mental health concerns, and we don't see good portrayals of men with mental health concerns and how, and or them dealing with it in a healthy way. And so I appreciated the fact that, like, that portrayal of, like, he had anxiety, and he was really working through and trying to deal with it in appropriate and good ways. The True Love Experiment and Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I enjoy those. I kept them. I don't know. I might do a reread of them, maybe over the summer, and then get rid of them. Right now, the bottom shelf is really tricky, but we'll try our best. So let me back up. Okay, so down here I have some books from, for a time I was in seminary. So in 2017, I was working on a second master's degree in biblical counseling. I was doing virtual classes with Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, because my church is part of the SB, Southern Baptist Convention, and so you get half off, like members of that get half off on tuition, but it's still super expensive. But my goal was to get a degree in biblical counseling and start biblical counseling practice. And just a variety of things put a stop to that. One being the pandemic, and I was working a residential job and on call like 24/7. I could have gotten a call. And so that was really hard to juggle school when you didn't know if you were going to be working at like 2 in the morning. And then also just other faith issues. I just started kind of struggling, and I'm working through that. But so I just have some books from that journey. So I have a Bible and a translation, Interpreting the Bible and Getting the Message by Doran. Those were for my hermeneutics class. Trained in the Fear of God was for like a family counseling class because it's about raising children. I have some commentaries there. The NIV application commentary for Romans, I got that actually in a small group that I was part of right out of college. It was for Romans. We were working through that. And then the other commentaries I got as hand-me-downs, TA that I used to work with, a teacher's assistant at one of the schools. Her ex-husband was a pastor, and she got those books from him and gave them to me when she heard that I was going to seminary. 4 Portraits, One Jesus is about the different gospels and how they portray Jesus. It's a really wonderful book. Whoa, sorry. God's Glory and Salvation Through Judgment by James M. Hamilton Jr. Actually, that's written by one of my professors. He is a fantastic theologian. And the whole premise of this is it takes a look at the Bible. And I mean, it's basically exactly what the title says. So he goes through each book of the Bible talking about how God is glorified in salvation through judgment, that he brings judgment upon peoples in order to show how he works for salvation for others and how he is glorified in that. Wayne Grudem's systematic theology. I think I got, oh my gosh, I got that in my 20s, and a friend and I, we were actually working through reading it together, and I think it's just such a wonderful resource to have, in addition to obviously your Bible, but if you want to delve into like, what do we believe? Why do we believe it? I think he is absolutely fantastic. The Doctrine of God by Jonathan Frame is just that what it says, and then underneath that is Jonathan Frame's systematic theology. So the Doctrine of God, like systematic theology, Doctrine of God, and then Frame's systematic theology, I did need to have for seminary, but Wayne Grudem's systematic theology I had already in my 20s because it's such a good resource. Oh, and that is that. So it's basically book of the month books, some overflow from my YA shelf, and then overflow from my Christian nonfiction shelf. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.